afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Now. Out this morning, cruising around in the 2023 Toyota Prius. And I'm going to be taking this car on a long-distance road trip next summer. It's getting closer and closer. And initially, I had a Toyota Tundra. I was thinking of taking that. The only reason that I even considered the Prius is because, well, a couple reasons. One, it gets great gas mileage. And two, it feels like it's more comfortable to me from the, hour-long or so drives that I've taken in this car since I've had it. The seats just feel better. Now, this trip that I'm going on, it's basically halfway across the country. It's going to be about 22 to 24 hours one way. And then I'll be coming back a couple of months later, something like that. So it is going to be quite a bit of seat time in the vehicle that I'm taking. Now, I mentioned the Tundra, it's gone. So that means it is going to be the Toyota Prius. But I have a couple of concerns in taking this car on a long distance trip. So we're going to get into those. The first one is storage space, particularly hidden storage space. I'm going to be leaving the car sit overnight because I'm not driving that 24 hours or whatever straight. So it will sit somewhere overnight. And I could haul everything that I'm bringing in with me, but I may be sleeping in a motorhome, or this car even. We'll get to that. So that means the car will be unattended, if you will. And I'm not real hip about leaving stuff sit in my car, parked outside, who knows where, overnight, with prying eyes being able to see inside the car. That's a big concern for me. Next up is the spare tire problem. I think it's a big mistake for any manufacturer to put out a car without a spare tire. We get these stupid little kits, these little fix-a-flat things. It's a can of gunk that you spray inside the tire that is supposed to plug up the leak, right? Now, the problem with that is it has to be a particular type of blowout or leak. I mean, you couldn't have a blowout, first of all. If you've got a big hole in the side of your tire, fix-a-flat is not going to work. If you get maybe a specific kind of blowout, it's not going to work. And sometimes they just don't work anyway. Not to mention, it ruins the sensor in the tire, so now you're going to be in for a new tire, maybe a new wheel, depending on how the blow-up occurs and where you might have to drive the car to get to safety off of the road, as well as the tire itself. So it can become very expensive. And the reason they ruin the TPMS sensor is because it's just a bunch of gunk in your tire and it's going to coat that sensor, right? So you're going to have to replace that too. I just don't feel comfortable with that. Being 20 hours away from home or 15 hours away from home and having no way to change a tire is a bummer. And right along with that, of course, is the jack. Where's the jack? We don't have the jack either. So I'd have to get some sort of a tire and a jack to go with it. Now, from my brief research, I've come across one company, I can't remember the name of them right now, that's selling a spare tire, but it's one of those 50 mile an hour limited little donut kind of things, right? And it's rather expensive, and you still would have to buy the jack. So I'm not real excited about that one either, which leaves me one other option, and that, of course, is to buy just another wheel and tire. I don't care about the TPMS sensor because I would be hopefully fixing the tire that blew and putting that back on later. So I could get that, throw it in the back, but then I get into the storage problem. The tire, pretty good size, right? It's going to take up a lot of room back there while I'm hauling it around with me. I don't know, kind of a bummer. The last thing that I want to say about the spare tire is it would be nice to have just a standard regular spare tire so that I would be able to continue on with the trip and actually get it fixed once I arrive where I'm going to be, right? So I don't have to worry about finding a place along the way to get the tire fixed because I'm running a donut. I don't know. Something I'm going to have to do, I think. We shall see. Next up, the size of the car. You know, in looking around at it, and if you're familiar with it, then you know it's not a huge car. And the concern is being on the freeway and fighting the semis. You know, you always feel like you could just slip right under them. You always wonder if they see you down there, particularly in a silver car, gray car, whatever you want to call this, that really blends into the environment, right? That could be a little unnerving. It's not a huge concern for me, but I know there are a lot of people out there that it is a big concern, that they would be maybe a little scared to be out on the road with semis in a car as small as this is, particularly on a long distance trip. Again, not a big deal for me, but something I wanted to bring up because I know there are a lot of people out there where it would be a big deal. Now, lastly, sleeping. And this is crazy. I know it's crazy. Get a hotel, Rob. Why would you sleep in your car? Well, I do that because I'm going to be traveling with someone. I'm going to be following someone. And it'd be nice to be able to stay with them. Although we could pull into a hotel, they could stay in their motorhome and I could go sleep in the hotel, have a nice bed, a shower. Although I don't really need a shower. I mean, this is really an overnight, one-day kind of trip. So it's not like I'm going to be jonesing to get in the shower. And I'm not going to be getting dirty. I'm going to be sitting in the car the whole time. So it's not like I really got to take a shower. But being able to stretch your legs and maybe sleep in a bed to get a good night's sleep for the other half of the trip the next day, that would be nice. My other thought, and I did a video about this recently, and by the way, I also did a video on what the storage is inside this car. I went over every little nook and cranny where you can stick stuff. So if you want to see those, check out the channel, the prior videos, you'll be able to find those. But I did a video on sleeping in the car. There is room back there, but really only for me. If I put some sort of a thinnish kind of mattress back there, maybe an air mattress or something, I could get away with that. I could sleep in the back. But the problem is then I don't have room to haul much stuff with me. Back to the storage problem, right? So it's really not a great idea. It's really not very practical as far as that goes, in my opinion. So I'm pretty sure I'll be sleeping in a motorhome. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of think through those things myself too. Leave a comment. Let me know. You ever taken a Toyota Prius, particularly the redesigned 2023, on a long distance trip, and how did it do for you? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.